What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. So on my previous market watch, I suggested Kumongous, the sticky string kaiju's hollow form, because it was likely to go up in the future. It kept going lower and lower quantities on the market, and with heavy metal foes Electromite out, it's even more prevalent that you'll want this. You use Astrograph Sorcerer in the version usually where you're using the new heavy metal foes Link monster, because it's able to do kind of really cool, awesome things with the deck by going in tandem and abusing it. They've even made loops for it that are pretty crazy, and you're probably going to want to learn those combos. I'll see if I can do some for the channel. But Astrograph Sorcerer is 2,500, and that gets over Kumongous with relative ease. If you're playing a lure, which very, very few people do in Pendulum Magicians, then yes, Radian might be your kaiju of choice. But this level 7 that you can Pendulum out and use on your own side of the field, as well as get over with relative ease, having access to both of those plays is very important in Pendulums, because when you Pendulum summon an extra 2,400 body to your side of the field, sometimes that's just game. It's the Pendulum Kaiju of choice for metal foes back in the day, if you remember. And using that knowledge and thinking forward, that's why I suggested the card. Now, I may not always be right of what's going to impact the meta, but I like to think through things like that, such as my next card, Photon Thrasher. Photon Thrasher Ultimate is at one of its all-times low, but the Noble Knight link was just announced, which is realistically generic warrior support in a lot of senses, and who happens to be a warrior to meet the requirements and relatively easily summons itself before you ever have to really commit to the field? Photon Thrasher. And there are common versions, rare versions of this that are cheaper, but remember, there's been ages where even the common and rare were $5, and this ultimate spiked to $50, and it's at, you know, $14 here, but as low as $10, and actually on eBay floating around the $11 mark too before it quickly goes up. But 15 and under for this ultimate rare that's been used in multiple Lightsworn decks, the ABC decks, and now moving forward might have use with our new Noble Knight link. This is another card I would suggest, if you want its holographic version, to get now, very similar to Kumongous. This is just me looking at the past and applying it moving forward. It's not moving anywhere in price currently. You even see it going downwards, but if you think clearly moving forward, this is incredibly easy to enable the Noble Knight shenanigans, and that's why I personally like this holographic pick to probably be of use for it in the future. Speaking of Lightsworns, I've just noticed in Battles of Legend, and this is my last suggestion, I swear, for the day, Minerva is all the way down to around $6 flat, and that's a very good price to pick her up. That two of these just topped the last YCS in full power spiral format. Lightsworn is just a deck you can never count down and out. It did receive buffs on one of the previous ban lists with 3 Charge of the Light Brigade. I would consider getting Minerva during this cool off season. Oh yes, it's nice and chilly on these prices because we're in the winter, somewhat off season for Yu-Gi-Oh! Where there's a lot less play. We don't have major events to look forward to, and there's not a lot of speculating hype. So besides the OCG releases and what could be released for us. So Minerva, definitely a great pick in my opinion to get now. And also the following, Anti-Spell Fragrance, sitting around $2, one of its all-time lows. Vanity's Fiend, always a threat in many formats, especially for side decking. Denko Sekka, sitting around $2, and then I believe Artifact Sanctum is still sitting around $2. Don't sleep on any of those picks. Oh, actually even cheaper, $1.40, the lowest it's ever been. So don't sleep on like any of these picks. Make sure to have yours now. And Break Sword, if you're playing BA, is only $1 right now too. All of these things, if you are speculating playing it throughout the year, don't sleep on these. Don't wait on these. They're cheap enough that you have no excuse but your own failure to buy these cards right now, because they're pretty much at their all-time low, and unless they receive more reprints, they can only go up from here. And they're all very, very solid cards that will see play again at some point in a meta setting. And, oh, I said I'm out of suggestions. I'm sorry. Pendulum Evolution is still at one of its all-time low, $36 per box. And all the cards are relatively low. So if you want to pick that deck up to use, now is also the time if you've been interested in it. But I figure most of the duels to have this, have the deck, would have already had the deck if they want to play it. So I don't think many people moving forward are really going to go for Pivo that didn't already have it. But it's still where a box pretty much gets you the whole deck. Not guaranteed, of course, but for many people, they pull everything they need for the deck out of one box. I would consider it. But at the same time, buying singles is the way to realistically go. It's just so cheap right now still for this deck that if you're considering it, do it now. Like, again, don't wait if you can help yourself. Now, what is going what is going down that you guys have been waiting to go down is the Magical Musketeers. I feel like the reason everything's still up so high is not a lot of this got busted open overall, Spirit Warriors, as a set, and a lot of retailers pulled back and off of ripping open tons of orders. We see it all the way down finally to 25, and it'll probably continue to fall from there. It's got that kind of eggshell effect. This was short printed a little bit, so it's going to stay up for a while, but it wasn't short printed as bad as eggshell. So the Dark Lord from what was that set? Destiny Soldiers, I want to say, is the set. So you definitely don't look at this the same. It's only up there because people are very interested in the deck, the mechanic, and playing it and how it works. So it's that deck that's kind of more expensive than it should be, and it's finally falling down towards the price perhaps that it should be at if you want to play it. Snow's still up there being a short print, Starfire's still up there, and the Six Samurais are chilling out at their new raised prices still, some falling just a little bit, but everything's up above where it was for the Six Sams, and a lot of people are excited for that Noble Knight link with the Six Sams. That's what they were kind of waiting for. Even in that Konami article that went up with no word, Six Samurai were actually tagged in the article, and we see that it's 25 and even 24 here on eBay, going on down. Evenly Matched is actually up. I wanted to shout out PPG because they had a hot buy list where they were buying this for $60. Really great job on your prices, PPG. And you can see people could even sell it for more than eBay, and after fees, you know, both places, you're actually losing money versus you could have just shipped it to PPG. So great job on your hot buy list, PPG. I don't know where to link you. I tried to hit up George about it, and he didn't have a link for it. I'd seen him post it on Facebook, so maybe that was a Facebook-only kind of deal. But great, strong prices from them. And no, they're not a sponsor. I shout out people who aren't sponsors when you can make them money. So, PPG and you both can make money together on this card if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to not hold. So if PPG is still taking some of those, you might want to check them out. All-time low here for the Spirals. We've got Double Helix. For some reason this says pre-sale 12/8, but Double Helix as low as $7 and then $9.9, but over here $7.50. It's like people just know the Banhammer's coming for this deck and they don't want to invest in it, so it's actually making it a relatively nice meta deck to have outside of Firewall Dragon. And, of course, Borreload. Like, the extra deck really makes this deck more expensive. Super Agent all the way down to $7.30, like $7.30 here. And then on eBay, it's still sitting at $8. So TCG actually clearly winning the Spiral battle. People just tossing them out the window. And everything else has come to fully reasonable prices. Hollow quick fixes at dollars. People just want nothing to do with this deck investment-wise except sell, 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 especially here in the off-season. So if you're looking for your regional tops or invite and you're thinking Spirals is the way to do it along with Hand Trap City, you might want to consider the Spiral deck. Although Ash Blossom's Gamma, okay, nothing's cheap. I get it that nothing is cheap, but the Spirals themselves are relatively cheap. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, this is your friendly reminder. A reprint for it is coming in Kaiba's world. Do not forget that. It's only gone down like $1. Like I said, it's not going to go down fast since that's like 3 months away. Same for Drill and Lockbird, not going anywhere down fast, but at least it is going down. And then I just wanted to note that I was looking through the sidebar, and it's always fun to go through all these. That's actually how I found and thought about Photon Thrasher. I'm like, yeah, that's a warrior that's been in multiple sets. So sometimes it's cool to come over here in all the sets and just search something up. So there you have it. That's today's Market Watch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. What did you think about my suggestions? People were even telling me that I shouldn't suggest cards because people will buy them out. It's nice that I suggest it to my audience. For me, I watch it, and when I see the quantities going down to a state where maybe my audience couldn't get anymore, yes, I realize people will take advantage of it, but at the same time, I want my audience to have first crack of it if I think that I would personally want it. So yes, Market Watch definitely has an impact on the market. There's no denying that. 10,000 viewers on average versus, you know, 27 cards on the market for something, you know, like 19 total prices here despite, you know, multiple quantities early on under 15. We got over, you know, 12 of them. Of course, if people listen to me, if 1 out of every 100 listened to me, that card would sell out. If 1 out of every 1,000 listens to me and got a playset, it would be price bump. That much is obvious. It's more so I want you guys to be able to think about it for yourselves. It's your money, your decisions to spend, and I want you guys to always come to your own conclusions before ever dipping into your wallet. And that's why I try to say as much as I have to say about the card itself as well, and my reasoning for it. You can either agree with that or disagree with the reasoning and make your own rational decisions. Thanks for watching though, everybody.